Are you going along in your engineering career, or perhaps you're new to systems engineering, and somehow feel like either your career is stalled out or you're tripping over your own 2 feet, like I was doing? Is there something that's not clicking? If that's the case, if you feel that way, there's a good chance that it's part of the non-technical aspects of the systems engineering career that you might be struggling with. I know I was struggling with it at some point too. I had some coaches help me out, and I was able to pivot. This is a just brief summary of some things that may help you. Now, first, let's go over what I think are the 4 main buckets of the non-technical parts of the job. So first, we've got what I call engineering operations. Now, that's just how your company, your organization does business, how they do the financing, how they pay people, how they allocate resources, how you get time in the test bed or on what's called the shaker table. That's something that provides vibration input to a product to make sure it's robust to normal wear and tear. The second big bucket is, I think, the big one, which is how to think differently. So this one deals with mindset, perspective, and that could be anything from holding grudges to always wanting to do our own side projects instead of our main job, and maybe we're only doing the minimum there, but we really want these other pursuits and these other passions that we care about but are not funded. So that type of mindset is what this is. Communications involves things like email etiquette, and also PowerPoint and presentation etiquette. These are examples like I try never to send email angry. If that's the only thing you take away from this video, take that away. Also for PowerPoint, I always ask, didn't always, but now I ask, why am I presenting? And what is the conclusion I want in the user's mind, in the listener's mind? Do I want them to agree that the project's on track under my leadership? Do I want them to agree that we need another $2 million worth of resources and 3 full-time employees? Or do I want them to agree that we should elevate this schedule problem to higher levels of leadership? So what the end point is drives how I do PowerPoint these days. It should drive how you do yours. I like to consider something called advanced topics, and I have down here identity. So advanced topics, I also put things like time management techniques and skills. There's a lot out there. Message me or communicate me if you want some ideas on how I do time management. But for this video, I want to talk about identity. So identity is how we see ourselves. But it's more than that. It's really the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. For instance, for a long time, I had an identity of I am an electrical engineer. I do electrical engineering, and when they asked me to draw up a budget for this program, or to, actually I was asked to convert a bill of materials from an Excel spreadsheet into an Access database. Now they really wanted this bomb, they call it, in the Access database, because then they could do sorts, they could invoice more easily, and we could group our ordering. There are a lot of business reasons to do that. And I was a new engineer, so this was not an unreasonable task. I was like, hey, that's not me. I do electrical engineering. Okay, well, I wound up doing it anyhow, but I created a lot of hurt feelings without really a need for that. I mean, if I disagree on some engineering, I might hurt some feelings, but there at least there's a technical and sometimes a business reason why I am objecting. But to object on certain tasking just because I don't see myself in it, that might be what you're struggling with. Now the solution to the identity, I don't want to call it a crisis, but the identity modality is, for me, I had to expand my identity from electrical engineer to, I'm a member of this team and I'm responsible for moving the project work forward. Then, I'll do engineering over here, and if they need me to create a budget or draft a schedule, or even, do this month's earned value numbers with earned value management, yeah, I can move to that. Okay, that's part of my job, and being a team player can be very helpful. So now I'm not doing that full time, and if they always ask me to do the earned value every month, then there'd be a conversation of, hey, I really feel I can contribute with the engineering, and maybe we can get a project management professional to work on the earned value or the schedule variance. Now, think of your own career. If you're struggling a little bit, is it possible it's in one of these areas? Are you sending email that is just annoying people? Are your emails way too long? Are your PowerPoints drifting? I'm coming from my personal experience on here, so don't take this as judgment. You know, do I have identity issues where I don't see myself in the ideal role where I can maximize my contribution? You know, is my mindset right? And this even comes down to, am I always complaining about the work? Am I complaining about the leadership? I had a friend of mine who was a very sharp engineer, and she was very able to identify the flaws in the programmatics, how the program was being run, the mistakes made there. They should have done this, should have done that. And no one wanted to hear it. A lot of times we know what the problems are. We're looking for a solution. So consider your mindset as maybe being something you could adjust and really pivot to get some success. If you're in hot water, you can you can get out of that, or you can put yourself as being eligible for promotion. You know, very rarely do I see people promoted who are complaining all the time. So that's the mindset. And then understand how your organization works. Okay, don't make crazy requests of your finance person, or if the money's not there, then it's not there, but to know how those operations are. It can help you get things done in an organization. And honestly, if you're able to move work forward and get things done in your group, large or small, people are going to give you a little grace on some of these others. You know, that you send a rogue email, okay, Raymond sent another email, but he really delivered for us last month on that deliverable. So they'll give you a little grace if you're able to get things done. And not stomp on people, not berate people. I hope I don't have to emphasize this. You know, we're professionals. We treat each other with respect, including those without a technical background. They are as important a member of the team as the engineers or the doctoral level scientists. So if you're treating people right and you keep these in mind, including how your organization runs, you're going to be able to bring your technical skills, which most of us already have. We can do systems engineering, but if you look at these non-technical aspects and really work them and be cognizant of them, be aware, I think you're going to find you're going to have more success with less effort at your current job, or if you're moving to a new job, or even if you're new to systems engineering, you take these tips to heart, you're going to hit the ground running and you're really going to excel and succeed very quickly. Hey, let me know what you think of these. If you feel I missed one, comment below, send me a message, reach out. Otherwise, let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next tip.